debut last night. Congratulations on the win. How would you assess your performance and just the way you have found your role with this team through these playoffs?
Solid. Anytime we end up in a dub, I can consider it solid. But just doing what I got to do on the court, help my team. We got guys that make a lot of plays. Guys like Book, CP, DA had an incredible game. Michaela's making plays. So I'm just going out there and doing my job, doing my part.
Well, you got good teammates to be doing it around. Chris Paul now the odds-on favorite to win Finals MVP. Sure looked like that last night. What did you make of his performance being out on the court with him and watching him work?
That's just what he does. He doing what he does, getting to his spots, taking advantage of mismatches, and just hitting shots, hitting big-time shots, hitting tough shots, and that stuff, that's hard to guard, and it's demoralizing when you play against it, when it keeps hitting the mid-range fadeaway or the step-back three, and props to him for that big-time performance.
Cam, what's up, man? Matt Barnes here. Giannis had his way with you guys during the regular season, averaging nearly 40 points a game. With his status coming to the finals unknown, what was your guys' game plan preparing for the two-time MVP?
Just make it tough on him. Don't let him get to the rim as easy. Show a lot of resistance, show him a lot of bodies, and just be physical with him.
Yeah, you guys did a good job of that.
Cam Johnson, Robert Ory here. The playoffs are all about elevation. When you come to the finals, you got to take it to even a different level. So how has Book taken his game to another level? We saw what he did in the first couple of rounds, but the finals is a different type of beast. So explain how he's taken it to the next level, like a Kobe Bryant.
One thing that can't overbe looked is his defense. Yesterday he did a great job on defense, did a great job guarding Drew, and he played hard on both ends of the court, and he gave his all every possession, and he's a guy that can really make shots, him and CP, and that's just what he does. But I think the defensive end of the floor is where he really just elevated.
Cam, what has Coach Williams' message been to you guys? I mean, you guys are a very young team. Obviously, having CP helps a lot. But what has the coach's message been to you guys throughout, not only in the finals, but throughout these playoffs?
Executing game plans has been big for us. Anytime we've coaches have made great game plans for us, honestly, and anytime we've executed those, the outcome's been pretty good. That and just effort, physicality. That's what we brought to the court all season, and that's just something that we've prided ourselves on and we brought into this postseason.
Cam, Monty has all those Montyisms that we keep talking about. My favorite one is when he says, "I'm not calling you out, I'm calling you up." I think that's just sort of a genius way to talk to players. What is your favorite Montyism?
My favorite is it's a get to, not a got to. Just anytime we step on the court, it's just an opportunity that's not guaranteed to anybody, and we're honestly all blessed to be in this position. So that was my favorite right there.
All right, well, look, this is one of those how it started, how it's going questions. Before we let you go, we do have to replay some sound from the draft 2 years ago. Your college teammate, Bulls guard Kobe White, he reacted to you being drafted 11th, even though you were projected to be picked more around 30. Take a listen here for everyone who doesn't remember it.
Cameron Johnson just went 11th. How do you react to that news?
He went what?
11th.
Cam
in
Johnson
the draft.
11th.
Yep. It's right on the screen right there.
Wow. Wow, bro. That's crazy. That's so love, bro. Because if y'all know Cam, you don't know how hard Cam worked.
You have, of course, Cam, gone on to prove the Suns absolutely right for picking you that high. Is there a little vindication here from your perch from the NBA Finals for those out there who saw you as a late first rounder or even second round pick?
I'm not too worried about that. It's been a common theme. I've heard he shouldn't have gone here, he shouldn't have gone there, shouldn't have gone to Pitt, shouldn't have gone to North Carolina. Should have been drafted number 11. I've heard it all, so I wouldn't say that's the word. Yeah, it gives me a little bit of chip on my shoulder, but for the most part, I'm just out here, trying to do my job, do my part, help our team win a championship.
Good job,
Well,
Cam.
you are being
I've been
very
there, Cam, at
gracious.
that 11th pick, so I've had a lot of doubts. I got booed at that 11th pick. Look, 7 championships later, baby. Keep working hard.
7 of them. 7 of them. Appreciate you guys.
There you go. Cam, that's a lot to live up to. I hope you can get your 7 also as a
That
11th pick.
That is.
And I will say, even though you're being very gracious here, I will do the how it's going part of the meme and tell people it's going just fine for Cam. Cam, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you out on the court tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All the music, I love it. Number 5, going behind the back on the baseline.
Tough. I've seen that before. Seen all this before.
I was going to say.
Yes. I know we're not supposed to be biased, but I'm just so happy for Chris, man. The former teammate, good friend, just to see all this unfolding in the 16th year.
You're allowed to be happy for your friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not a rule of TV.
Yeah.
Number 4, no look to Saric. Robert, what do you think?
Well, you know, Chris Paul, he has that look away down to a key, and he just tricks everybody, and the passes are right on point. Where if he wouldn't have scored this CP3 process you do, I'm never passing you the ball again because I set it up beautifully for you.
Number 3 gets to his spot in Staples.
I mean, I think that's what we're seeing in the finals. You know what I mean? They're playing drop coverage, they're playing switch coverage. Chris is getting right to his spots where he knows his bread and butter is made, and he's hitting these shots.
Amazing, too, and some irony, he played 2 series of this playoffs at the Staples Center. Right? And I know that advancing to the finals in that building meant a lot to him. Number 2, showing off the handles, and then Robert, he dimes up Torrey Craig.
So you hit him with the crossover. Millsap, a little too old to guard me, man. Get out of the way, and the guy just shoots through the lane. Torrey Craig, layup. He sets it up. Like I said, he sets the table so wonderful these guys to score.
Ooh, and number 1, the yo-yo on Nikola Jokic.
He does that. And he also does this thing that to refs, to make refs mad. Sometimes he'll put a spin on the ball when he throws the ball to the ref so it comes back to him instead of the ref. So I know he used to piss refs off that way, but he's so clever and tricky with the ball, man. I'm just enjoy to see it.
Woo! Chris Paul just lights out, right, in game 1, guys. 32 points. He also had 9 assists. And let's take a look. He entered the series with odds to win Finals MVP plus 160. He's now listed at minus 140 to win the award. This is according to Caesar Sportsbook by William Hill. The next closest players, Devin Booker at plus 450, and then Giannis also at that same mark. Matt, are you buying CP3 as Finals MVP?
Absolutely. I think everything is aligning perfectly, Rachel. I mean, it took him 16 years to get here. Should have been here a few times before. He's finally here. He's on the biggest stage. He's as healthy as he can be. He's leading a young team that didn't even make the playoffs last year, playing great basketball. He may not have to score 30 every game, but he's always going to have his imprint on the game from an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint.
What do you think, Robert?
You know, Rachel, you use the term point guard. This guy is controlling the game. He's putting everybody in positions to be great. Not good, but great. When you have a teammate that can do that for you and set the table for himself, take advantage of his opportunities. Lopez, what are you trying to do? You can't guard me. Going to the hole, scoring. He is going to be the MVP. If he continues to stay healthy and do this type of stuff for the Phoenix Suns, getting his first chip and his first Finals MVP.
Of course, the Bucks will have something to say about that. They would like the Finals MVP to come from their team, just saying. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the series. I do want to get back into the game action a little bit before we go, because early in the third quarter, Chris Paul, he pulled up over Brook Lopez. Now, Brook landed in CP's landing zone. Sorry, Brook was stepping in CP's landing zone. CP3 crashed to the ground. Lopez was assessed a, quote, reckless closeout for that flagrant one. So, Robert, I'll start with you. Do you agree that this should have been a flagrant?
Well, this is one of those things could go back and forth, because if there's been a guy wearing a size 10, it wouldn't have happened. Brook Lopez is 7'1", big feet. They get in the way sometimes. I don't think it's a flagrant, but this day and age of the NBA when a guy goes up on it. You know, I experienced that in game with Kobe Bryant and with Jalen Rose sticking his foot purposely under Kobe's foot to get him hurt. But I don't think this was malicious, and I think it shouldn't have been a flagrant.
I think that's, as Rob said, this is just where the game is at now. I know that Brook had no malicious intent when he did it, but it's just a part of the game, because when you're up in the air, you are the most vulnerable player on the floor, and they want to protect their players. Luckily, when I saw this, I saw it wasn't a full roll, and I knew he'd be okay. I was, a part of the Warriors team, actually healing from an ankle injury when Zaza had the Kawhi situation. Kawhi was cooking us, and, that ankle went out, and he was done for the rest of the series. Our team went on and won a championship, but you always want to protect guys in the air. So, again, I don't think some guys do it purposely. This Brooke Lopez, but definitely wasn't intentional.
That video is why the rule was adapted and changes, and why people refer to it as the Zaza Pachulia rule.
Or
Thank you
Bruce
so
Bowen.
much for joining us today. We will see you back tomorrow for Game 2 of the NBA Finals.